Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you struggled so hard to understand and to listen to the speaker? There might be many reasons why you struggle to understand the person speaking, and you might be even the person speaking. So here we are. In today's episode, which I call a bonus episode, we're going to be looking at why people don't understand you. We're going to try to figure out the barriers and also prefer solutions and just help you fix it so that the next time you're having a conversation with someone, the person gets you totally and then doesn't just get lost in the middle of the conversation. So what are the reasons why people don't understand you when you speak? Number one, you spoke too fast. So just imagine you came on my podcast and I was raising to the moon and I was just talking so fast. I'm like, hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. My name is Ruth. Oh my god, that is so fast. And so when people struggle to keep up with you during conversations, then you see maybe they drift away. The concentration is, becoming less and less as the minutes go by. So the reason why that might be happening is because you're racing to the moon, you're speaking so fast. And what is the remedy for that? You have to calm down, you have to speak calculatedly. Now, I'm not saying count your words, I'm just saying that when you speak, you should you have to make sure that you're not rushing, you're not speaking too fast. You can also ask the person, am I speaking too fast? And then get the feedback so that you can slow down. Another reason why people don't understand you when you talk, when you speak, or in a conversation is because you use vocabulary or idioms incorrectly. Now, this is a common mistake that I see my students make, and I've also made the mistake before where this was actually in a class test. And then I used vocabulary that I had absolutely no idea what it meant, and I was like, I just wanted to use it. I think the word I used, I was in what class now? I think I was in GSS 2, junior secondary 2. I wanted to say something was small, and I used the word promiscuous, and I didn't even know what the word meant at the time. And then I used it, and my teacher called me. She was like, do you know what this means? I was like, no, I don't know. But I just felt like a very beautiful word to use. And I was trying to sound intelligent. So one of the reasons why people use big, bogus words, because maybe they want to sound intelligent, they want to. But I really think that communication is all about the other person understanding you. Having a very good conversation with someone is that they totally get all you're saying. So if you are trying to sound advanced or trying to sound intelligent, I think that's a very wrong path to tread on. You should make words you use very easy for the listeners to understand you, and and not try to bring up very hard words that people are really struggling. Or should they get a dictionary in your speaking? I'm just thinking aloud though. But just use vocabulary or idioms correctly and use those that are mostly in your active vocabulary. However, if you want to use vocabulary or idioms, make sure you know what they mean and then just take them on there because you feel like, oh, this is like a beautiful word to use. It might shock you, that might land you, so just be careful. Another reason why people don't understand you is that you are worried because the people you're going to be talking to or the people you're talking to have a higher level of English. Now, that can be really that can look very daunting when maybe you are not a native speaker and then you're called by your teacher to give a presentation before the class, and so you're really careful. You're trying to cross your T's and dot your I's. You're really conscious of everything you're going to say. Now, one advice that I can give you is, guys, just chill out, really. I like to say here that except in very toxic and very negative settings, nobody really cares. Like, they don't really care about your English, they don't really care about how you sound. They just want to hear what you're saying. They just want to hear, what you have to say, your presentation, your ideas. And so even though you find yourself in a very negative setting, you have to switch off from that. You have to, close out the negativity and just focus on what you're there. The thing is, you're not a native. You didn't make it that way. So why should you feel bad that you're not a native? I think you should just go on with your life and just focus on what you're there to do and not really care about whether they think your English is really advanced or not, really. So I think one of, the solutions to, feeling worried because people listening to you might be native speakers is to just shut out the negativity and just focus on why you're there. Just give a very marvelous and brilliant presentation. And now, another reason why you might be misunderstood or people don't understand you in a conversation is maybe you're nervous. Being nervous is one reason why people might not understand you. So just imagine maybe you go for an interview or you go for a test or you're meeting your new employees for the first time and you're really shaking, you're nervous, you've got butterflies in your stomach and you're like, oh my god, I just wish the ground can just open up and swallow me. So this even happens to me too, but not too much. Yeah, not too much. When I meet new people and they're like, oh my god, you're an English teacher, can you just say this for me? Can you say water? Can you say butter? And I'm just trying, and then sometimes I just muffle up words, I just say the wrong word. I'm like, calm down. The thing is, I think boldness and that boldness in speaking and conversation is built over time. But then the first thing you have to see, the first thing you have to note is that being nervous is not a good thing, but you can turn it into a good thing where you channel the energy to having a marvelous conversation. Okay, now another reason why you might be misunderstood or people don't understand you is you are afraid of making mistakes. This is a huge one because a lot of people want to be perfect. You want to be the perfect princess in it. Or let me burst your bubbles. There is nothing like perfect, pronunciation. Even native speakers make mistakes. Even native speakers, no one is above mistakes. So when you speak, you will make mistakes. It's given. It's a given. You will make mistakes. So I think you should embrace that fact that you're always going to make mistakes when you speak. And then instead of being shy or instead of feeling angry or instead of being angry that you're making mistakes, just take the corrections and become better. The thing is, if you make a mistake today and say the wrong pronunciation of a word and you take the correction and not just feel angry at yourself, the next thing is the next time you see that word, you're not making mistakes. So you see growth there, you see becoming better. Okay, now another reason why people might not understand you is that your accent is very strong. Now I am from Africa, I'm from Nigeria to be particular, and we have some very strong accents in this part of the world, and so if you have that kind of accent, people might find it very difficult to understand you. We also have some really difficult accents in the UK, like some of the Scottish accents and Irish accents that are like really hard to understand. So I think if you have those kind of accents, it's very necessary for you to learn. I'm not saying get rid of your accent, I'm just saying practice well enough to make sure that when you talk to people, they understand you. So those are the reasons why people do not understand you. So I really hope that this podcast was very beneficial for you. Don't forget to follow it on Spotify, and I will see you in the next episode.